Two traders run the same strategy, same signals, same entries, same exits, not similar trades, the same trades, on the same days. 40 trades later, one of them is up nicely and the other has almost nothing left. Neither was better at picking. Neither had better information. The only thing that differed was how much they put on each time. In the next 9 minutes, I am going to show you how to work out exactly how much of your account belongs in a single trade, why that number is far smaller than feels right, and the arithmetic that makes it non-negotiable rather than a matter of confidence. This is the least exciting video on this channel, and it is the one that decides whether you are still here in a year. And there is one number in it that quietly decides whether a losing streak is a bad fortnight or the end of your account. Watch for which number that is. Here is the mistake, and almost everyone makes it. People think position size is the thing you choose. It is not. The thing you choose is how much you lose when you are wrong. The position size is just what falls out of that decision. So there are two separate numbers and they get confused constantly. The first is your risk per trade. That is what leaves your account if the trade goes against you and you get out where you said you would. It is a percentage of your account, and it is a decision you make in advance. The second is your position size. That is how much exposure you are actually holding. It is not a decision, it is an output. Most people do this backwards. They decide they are going to put $500 into a trade, they enter, and only then, if ever, do they work out what that costs them if it goes wrong. They have chosen the output and left the important number to chance. Do it the other way around. Decide the loss first. The standard, and it is standard for good reason, is 1 to 2% of your account per trade. On a $1,000 account, that is $10 to $20 when you are wrong. I know how small that sounds. Sit with how small it sounds, because by the end of this video, you will understand why it has to be. So how do you get from the loss you have chosen to the size you actually buy? 3 inputs: your account size, your risk percentage, and the distance from your entry to your stop, and one line of arithmetic. Position size equals your account times your risk percentage divided by the distance to your stop. Let me do it with real numbers. You have $1,000. You are risking 1%, so $10. You have looked at the chart and decided that if price drops 5% below your entry, your idea was wrong and you are out. $10 divided by 0.05 is $200. So you buy $200 of the coin, not 1,000, not 500, 200. Now watch what happens when the stop moves, because this is the part that surprises people. Same account, same 1%, but your invalidation is only 2% away. 10 divided by 0.02 is $500. A bigger position for exactly the same risk, and if your stop is 10% away, you get a $100 position. Smaller position, same risk again. So a tighter stop does not mean you are risking less. It means you can afford to size bigger for the same risk. Your risk is fixed by you. The size bends around it. And leverage does not change any of this. Leverage changes how much margin you have to post, not how much you lose when price reaches your stop. A $200 position is a $200 position, whether you paid $200 for it or posted 40 at 5 times. What leverage changes is how close liquidation is sitting, which is a different video. Quick check. $2,000 account. You are risking 1% per trade. Your stop is 4% away from your entry. How big is the position? 5 seconds. $500. 1% of 2,000 is $20. 20 divided by 0.04 is 500. So a quarter of your account is in the position, but only $20 of it is actually at risk. Those are very different numbers, and confusing them is what this whole video is about. 2 reasons, and they are both arithmetic rather than opinion. The first is that recovery is not symmetrical. Lose 10% and you need about 11% to get back to level. That is fine. Lose 25% and you need 33%. Lose 50% and you need 100%, you have to double what is left just to get back to where you started. Lose 75% and you need 300%. The hole gets steeper much faster than the fall does, which means the damage from one oversized position is not proportional. It compounds against you. The second reason is that losing streaks are completely normal. They are not a sign that your strategy is broken or that you have lost your touch. A strategy that wins 6 times out of 10 will still hand you 5 losses in a row regularly. Over 100 trades, it is close to certain. So the only real question is what 5 losses in a row does to your account. At 2% a trade, 5 straight losses costs you about 10%. Annoying, entirely recoverable. At 20% a trade, 5 straight losses is effectively the whole account, and you never get the chance to be right afterwards. Same strategy, same win rate, same 5 trades. The only variable was size, and that is the number I told you to watch for. It is not your entry, it is not your indicator, it is your risk per trade, and it is the one input that decides whether variance is survivable. So, the rules that follow from all of that. Rule 1. Decide your risk percentage before you enter, not afterwards. 1 to 2% while you are learning. Rule 2. Derive the size from the stop. Never pick the size first and discover the risk later. Rule 3. Cap your total exposure, not just each trade. If you have 5 positions open and each one risks 2%, you are not risking 2%, you are risking 10 on a single correlated move. Crypto correlates hard. When Bitcoin drops, almost everything drops with it, and 5 separate positions can turn out to be one position wearing 5 hats. Rule 4. Size down when you are losing, not up. The urge to make it back quickly is the single most reliable way to turn a drawdown into a wipeout. Now, doing this by hand, correctly, on every trade, forever, is where most people quietly give up. So here is where I do it. CoinGPT has a feature called the Strategy Hub. You can copy a strategy that someone else has published or build your own by answering 5 quick questions about your horizon and your risk appetite, and the assistant sets the parameters for you. There is no coding involved. The part that matters for this video is what happens when you deploy one. Your position size is a slider, expressed as a percentage of your balance, sitting directly next to your leverage slider. On screen there, it is set to 5% of balance, at 5 times leverage. That is the same decision we have just spent 9 minutes on, made once and then applied to every trade automatically, instead of being renegotiated in the moment when you are excited or annoyed. Now, an honest word about what else is on that screen. The returns on those strategy cards are simulated backtests. The platform says so itself, and you can see one of the coins in that list is actually negative. Backtests are a filter for weak ideas. They are not a promise, and past performance does not guarantee future results. What is worth your attention there is the risk controls, not the percentages. It runs on your own exchange account, it is non-custodial, and the free tier can copy public strategies. Link is in the description. Let me put the whole thing on one card. Choose the loss, not the size. 1 to 2% of your account per trade while you are learning. Your position size equals your risk divided by the distance to your stop. A tighter stop lets you size bigger for the same risk. Leverage changes your margin, not your risk. 5 losses in a row is normal and you should plan for it. Cap your total exposure across every open position because in crypto they move together. And size down in a drawdown, never up. If you take one thing from this, take this. Almost nobody is removed from this market because they were bad at picking direction. They are removed because they were right eventually and too big to still be there when it happened. And nothing here is financial advice. It is education. Leveraged products can cost you your entire deposit. And position sizing reduces risk. It does not remove it. If that was useful, subscribe, because that is what this channel does. One concept at a time, properly, with the actual arithmetic rather than the hype. Next up, we are going to look at where your stop actually goes, because everything in this video depended on that one number, and most people are placing it somewhere the market can see. See you in the next one.